Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I'm Stella Luna. I'll be your DM and host for today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much to all of our Patreons. The lovely people that you see here on the screen are our Patreons. They are responsible for all of the 3-shots, 1-shots, marathons that we run on this channel. Oh my god, I love the energy, Matthew. That is... Thank you. Yes. Oh,
you were so complimentary.
Yes, I mean, fucking thank you for making everything that we do here on this channel possible. Is because of generosity from people like you that we can do all the fun stuff. If you want to see what you can get for being a Patreon, you can check out that link there in the chat. We also have a YouTube. You can find all of our previous episodes, including this one, including the episodes to all of our other campaigns on YouTube. And we have another thing. You can interact with this game. There are a few ways that you can do so. You can redeem channel points, which you get for hanging out, lurking, chatting, all of that you get for free. That accumulates to something you can redeem, which is called a blessing or an advantage die, which is essentially a reroll to the player of your choice, including myself, or if you like to add an element of fate to the narrative. Boom! We got the deck of many things. Every $10 guarantees a draw for persons. We're going to be starting off pretty strong here today. Thank you, V, for $50. There is one card draw for every single player here today. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. Actually, we'll do intros and do it at the same time. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and give us a little recap about your character. And we will start off with Piper.
Hey everyone, I'm Piper, or Matihi. You can find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi and also on Twitch at Matihi. I am playing Ricaria. Ricaria uses they, she pronouns. They are a tiefling druid. They have a small little snake friend that's always draped around their neck named Sir Lancelot. They always have flowers kind of draped around their horns. Love kind of blooming little buds and such, and everywhere they walk there's like a little bit of extra grass that kind of appears behind them as a trail. And they also have like little brown and pink hair, some curly pink hair in the front. And I of course use they, he pronouns. But yeah, that's me and Rick.
All right, the Deck of Many Things game is super simple. All you have to do is tell me when to stop. But also, I suck at shuffling, so please don't wait too long.
Stop!
Stella, one of them is facing up.
Oh, was it? Oh.
That one's mine! No.
No.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That is a card. Okay,
oh, no.
Next we have Vertigo Cross.
Hello, I'm Vertigo Cross. You can find me over on Twitch. I mostly just play whatever game I feel like, either by myself or with whatever friends I can force to play with me. I tend to play basically everything, so you never know what you're going to see at the time. On the show here, I play as Lavelli, an Arakakra ex-pirate monk. She basically just goes around kicking doors, kicking ass, and dominating conversations.
It's true. Very true. All right, I have fixed the errant card. Please tell me when to stop.
I'll be right back.
Oh my god, I'm going to ban you!
The worst. You can stop.
And okay.
Wait, why do you sound disappointed? Wait, no.
Oh, no.
Wait, that means it's good for me.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have Zombie.
Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. I'm whatever those three names like to call me. I am the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I'll probably do too many clips, but that's up to your own discretion. I play Jester Cunningham or Dimple, depending on where the hell we are. He is a circus hand. He's also a sorcerer, and I'd like to do 2 quick shout-outs, if I may. One, if you follow me on Twitter at ZombieFighter89, you will see that there's a little business card made by the wonderful Lady May. Go follow her if you don't already. I do audio editing, video editing, Twitch clipping. I even do promotional material here every Wednesday stream about 3 p.m. or so. A promotional tweet for this game goes out. And then, because I like to support everybody, I have the wizard shirt made by Dungeon Dame. I actually have 2 of them. I have a wizard shirt and a ranger shirt. because she doesn't have sorcerer yet, so I got wizard, but I will get that. So next stream I'll be wearing the ranger one because, you know, Finn's a ranger. But yeah, and then on Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern, you'll find myself and Mr. Matthew over there as we do the Nice Nerdvana stuff. I'll let him go into more on that on his end because we may or may not want to announce something here or not. So, but I'll let him do that. So, but yeah, that's me. Hi.
Awesome. Thank you. If you want to check out Dungeon Dame or the Lady May or the Lady May, they are players in our Unbound campaign. We will have episode 1 this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you'd like to check them out.
Much support.
The vibe for that is very horny and very chaotic. So one of the characters is literally a smut author. So I mean,
hell yeah.
Stella, that doesn't really narrow down your games.
I know all of my games are horny. But serious business mode. Please tell me when to stop.
Oh, it's gonna be hard for me to say stop.
Okay.
And if you want to gift more cards, be sure to send them all to Chester.
No, do not do this. Do not take the advice of this bird.
Can use !fate for all the information on that stuff. But next we have, why am I still shuffling? B Street Holmes.
I wasn't sure.
You're practicing.
Hey guys, I'm B Street Holmes. That's how you'll find me most places on the internet, or you can just call me Matthew. And as Jacob said, I do a YouTube show Monday nights. We talk about nerdy news from science and tech innovations, comic books, video games, all that great stuff. However, this is the last time we get to announce that because Monday's our last episode. We've been doing this for years and years now, and it's become harder for our schedules to get everybody in on that. So we are finally releasing it. So if you want to come check us out, do come see us Monday. We would love the support as we celebrate our last episode together.
Our full, well, a little bit of preference. It's going to be our last normal episode. On the 5th, we're going to have sort of a community day, and a bunch of the old cast members from the past are going to show up, and we're going to have a fun old time for you to be able to join. I believe that's being streamed as well around 8 or 9 p.m.
It's not being streamed.
Oh, it's not being streamed? Okay.
Yeah, but if you guys do want to join us, we'll have links and all for that.
Yes,
we're going to be doing games. We're going to watch, we're going to stream an episode of a show together, and just generally hang out. So. Okay,
then I misunderstood. Sorry.
Nope, no problem. And for tonight's show, however, I am playing Caelic Ilvari. Of course, you've probably heard of my parents Decius and Kelwyn Ilvari, the grand adventurers of old. I'm out adventuring for myself to get gold and glory, as is my birthright. And I've somehow found myself in the Feywild, which is not a happy time of events.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Who can we kidnap now from Caelic's family?
Oh, fuck.
It's that again.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. V bought the card for me, which means it's obviously not going to be good. It never has been.
It's not good. It's not a good card. There's a lot of red on my desk right now.
Hey, my card seemed good. You were disappointed.
I was very disappointed. All right. Thank you so much. And for the first time, please tell us about who you are, what you're into, and don't worry about your character just quite yet.
Hi, everyone. I'm Apollyon. Is what I typically go on online. You can call me James, whatever you'd like to online in the chat. That's fine with me. I have he, him pronouns. I typically do a lot of DMing, getting a channel set up. So eventually there'll be more shout outs, but for now, that's really what I got. Roleplay, games, all that type of stuff. That's what I do. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. All right. For the very first time, please tell me when to stop.
Whew. Let's see.
All the shitty cards are already on the desk, so you don't have to worry about that.
Let's do this.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm dropping the card.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Like I said, the longer you wait, the more she panics.
There we go. Let's do this now.
All right. Ooh, okay. Cool. That's a good first card. All right. Cool.
I like that.
Yes. So just to recap what we have on the board, so we do have a number of nat 20s that are allotted to each player. You can find them on our overlay right here, over here. So these numbers indicate how many pocket nat 20s you have. You can use these at any time. You can even use these like after you've done a roll, just for the sake of like, I'm a rule of cool GM, like I'm here to tell a cool story with all of y'all. And if something is so important that you're like, no, I want this to succeed, like, go ahead and use it. So basically, it will take whatever roll that you were supposed to do and turn it into a natural success. And we have 2 for Piper, 0 for V, 2 for Zombie, 2 for Matthew, and 1 for our new player, James. Yagi, thanks for the blessing to V.
Thank you, Yagi.
Okay, so just to do a real quick recap of what happened last time, we essentially 100%ed Bavlorna's cottage. Bavlorna went to go take a dip in their pool, and as they were soaking up in the waters there, we had everyone beginning to skulk around and investigate the rest of the cottage. There we encountered a couple of different things. Actually, a lot of things happened. But I think the most important thing was that you had checked out her room up in the attic of her cottage. And there you found some treasure, and you also found this strange, shadowy creature that had murdered the fuck out of one of the Lornlings and had taken what looked like a spool of thread. I think Lavelli was the only person who saw it.
No. Kalik rushed after it.
I went sprinting after it.
I
didn't
fell down
catch
the
it in
stairs.
time.
Okay. I remember only one person saw the spool of thread. I think
I don't think I saw the
Chester.
spool of
Rikaria and
thread.
Kalik were distracted by a pod.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
the pot.
Wait, that was the thing that ran down the stairs, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what Dimple saw.
Okay.
Yeah, then I saw that, yeah.
Okay,
I'm the
yeah,
one
so
that
you
that.
saw that it was carrying a spool of thread, and the shade essentially escaped. We tried chasing after it. We were unsuccessful.
It went super fast.
It was super fast. But essentially, we will open up on the scene of Kalik and Rikaria in wolf form, currently speaking to Bavlorna. Are y'all still in the room?
I'm looking at the main,
Yeah, let's pull you in here.
like, title picture. Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
All right.
Orker in that room.
Music change, music change, music change. I wish I had a button for this. Okay.
I wish you had a button too. Just so it'd be easier for you.
Thanks. So as the scene opens up, we see that Bavlorna is currently in conversation with Kalik and Rikaria. So what I will need from you is to seek out the portrait of my sister, Skabatha. We will have to head over to Thither, and from there I will restore what I have that belongs to your companions. Of course, I can't offer something that I don't have.
So to make sure that I'm understanding correctly, we need to go to Thither, get this portrait, and then bring it back here?
Yes. In fact, I do have a few more details. Would you like me to list them out for you first?
Of course. We should know as much as we can.
Very well. I will need you to deliver this within 8 days. You will find Skabatha in her lair. It is in Loomlurch, located deep in the forest of Thither. Skabatha's portrait is displayed in a circular room in the heart of Loomlurch, alongside portraits of my sister, Endelyn and Tasha. In order to make your way to Thither, you will need a guide. I do believe that there's a scarecrow somewhere here in Downfall that might be able to help you, but I don't remember their name. She spits in her hand, and she holds out this knotted, warded, webby, slimy hand towards you. Do we have an accord?
Fetch of portraits. Bring it back here, and you'll return all those things which are in your power to return to our party.
Yes.
Kayla gives this considerable pause as he runs through, like, is there any loop of logic that I'm missing in this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this in any way more complicated than I think it is?
I think you can give me an investigation check here.
Okay.
If possible, I would like to do the same.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me investigation as well.
I'll give an can I do an insight check?
Oh, we
Yeah.
get the dice now. I love it.
Isn't it fun? Yeah. I've been meaning to ask y'all to turn on the dice for months, but I kept forgetting.
One.
I remember it being a thing like real early in the Roll20, but it had issues when it first came out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I just sort of forgot about it.
Okay.
Not
so
great on either of our ends.
that's a 10 investigation from Kalik and a 10 insight from Ricaria. You both get the sense that Bavlorna is being pretty forthcoming. You don't get a sense that she's hiding anything here. I mean, besides the fact that she hasn't told you what she needs it for, but you get the sense she's probably not going to surrender that information. As far as anything else you needed to ask her, it seems that you have all the information.
I have one question before I agree.
And what is that, my dear?
Does this portrait we are to retrieve pose any threat to me and my friends?
Oh, not even a little bit. I can guarantee that.
Okay, fine. And Caleb will get up from the chair he's sitting in and make to shake hands.
We see the scene as the webbed hand begins to outstretch towards Kalik's own.
As the hands begin to kind of meet, Ricaria kind of quickly shifts back into, from the wolf form that she has to their normal tiefling form. And stepping in front of you, Kalik, Ricaria quickly just takes the hand of the hag and says,
You have a deal, but it's with me.
Oh. You see Skabatha's big toad-like eyes kind of blink.
Bavlorna, right?
Bavlorna. Yeah, Skabatha's not Sorry.
not the right one.
Well, that was easy. We found her already.
Where's your
Bavlorna's,
portrait?
Bavlorna's
We did it.
eyes blink, and you see a very toothy grin take her face as she says,
A deal is a deal. This is fine.
Well, you should have introduced yourself earlier, my dear. There was no reason for subterfuge.
It's no problem at all. You don't need to know me, but we do have a deal now.
We do, and it is very much binding.
Ah, I know.
And I think, like, sorry,
Go
you
ahead.
go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, Ricaria is like the shake is still going. Like
Yeah.
Ricaria's like grip tightens onto.
Yeah, you
Bavlorna's
feel the,
hand.
like, we all hear, like, a squeak as
Yeah.
it kind of, like, tightens.
Kara's the
I-
only one with muscles in this group, so.
In response to the comment about you should have introduced yourself, no need for subterfuge, Caleb will just say, you have your secrets and we have ours.
Then that perhaps will mean that we will have fruitful negotiations in the future. After all, secrets do come at a great cost, and they can be invaluable at times.
Indeed. It's
It's
Pleasure.
shaking.
dealing with you, Alvorna.
And you, my dear. What should I call you?
You can call me later.
And like lets go of the hand. And like if Kayla, if you're okay with it, Ricario will grab your hand.
With the same hand? The
Same
slimy
hand.
one?
Yep.
Squeak.
Come on.
Just like leave the room.
Uh-oh, you just made an indirect deal.
Meanwhile,
let's
good.
get out of here.
Okay. Meanwhile, I believe Chester and Lavelli. Chester, you jumped?
We jumped.
You jumped.
Yeah, I flew Chester
With
down
flying.
to the lower balcony.
Okay.
I did a trapeze act.
See, for reference, in case anyone doesn't know, Lavelli has wings on her back and regular arms.
The context
Yeah,
is
wow.
for like 8 episodes. I didn't realize that Lavelli's arms and wings were separate, and I was like, "You can't fucking do that. You can't pick up somebody and fly at the same." Anyway, yeah. So can I get athletics checks from both of you, or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, you said, or athletics?
Yeah, one of those two. Okay, that's a 7 from Chester and a 23 from Lavelli. Okay, Chester, you make this amazing dive off the edge of the balcony here, but as you're hurtling down towards the water, you hit one of the clotheslines, and it makes your fall shift, and you are now awkwardly about to faceplant into the water. Lavelli, this is like breathing for you. You see Chester kind of hit one of the clotheslines and it goes boing. Chester begins to flail through the air.
Can I try to descend faster and like right his posture?
Yeah, with a 23, absolutely. Tell me what this looks like.
So Lavelli just sort of like streamlines into a feathered missile, catches up to Chester and sort of like wraps her arms around him to get him to stop flailing and straighten out a bit. And then tilts them back up so they're going in feet first.
Okay. Yeah, so Chester, you see Lavelli's arms and wings like wrap around you. The two of you go right into the murky water. As you begin to float back up, you are met with a very musky scent. The water here is quite putrid and dark, and it has this bit of a slimy texture to it as you are floating in the water together in very close embrace.
All right, Chester, hold on to me.
I'm holding.
And then I'm going to activate Crocodile Stance, which gives me a swim speed equal to my walking speed plus 10 for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Make my way back.
All right. Do you want to make your way back to the shore, or do you want to make your way back to the bottom of the platform?
Did we agree where we were going to meet up before?
With the
We sent Clapper. We sent Clapperclaw back, so we're probably all going to go meet up back at the hut.
Okay.
I thought we were heading back into the room because Chester's under the impression that he still has to make a deal with Bavorna.
I think it was. We knew that Bavlorna was coming back, and the others sprinted downstairs. So it was pretty safe to assume that they met her.
Okay, and I guess I don't get to make the deal. I guess that's a little better on me.
So you're heading back towards the sunken palace?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So
I think Lavelli's primary concern was they knew not to go into that room, and they knew she was coming back, so they had to get out.
okay.
Chester got confused then.
So the two of you leave Bavlorna, and you are here in the central room. Where do you want to go? You do have the latch. You do have various balconies to throw yourselves off of if you so are inclined.
It's a real popular thing to do.
Down through the hatch, I suppose.
Yeah, let's get out of here before I do something that I regret.
So we're going to fast forward just a bit, and we're going to assume that all of the characters are here back at the Sunken Palace. So as the group of you reconvene here, what would you like to do? What would you like to say?
How did everything go?
Ricari is rubbing their hands together a bit and say,
well, we made a deal with Bablorna. We about 8 days to get the portrait back from one of her sisters. We're gonna go to, what, Thither?
Yeah, I think that she had told me before it was going to be Thither before she left to...
Thither.
whatever she did.
We're already in
Thither.
hither.
Thither.
I have no sense.
Does it matter
I
whither
don't-
we are?
But we gotta take the balloon, essentially. And then once we return it, then maybe we can finally deal with her once your stuff is... well, it was taken from you's returned.
Probably a good thing we fixed it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Did the frog that was wearing a turtleneck sweater over its head follow them?
yeah. We will assume that everyone is here. So Lancelot is returned back to you, Ricaria, and Morgort, the Knight of Warts, is here wearing a very lovely turtleneck. And Clapperclaw looks up to the group of you and says, well, I suppose if you need someone to show you the way, I do know the way to Thither.
Yeah, no, that would be
She-
really appreciated.
Pavlona did say we would need a guide. Do you think you can do that? We're looking for a place called Bloomlurch.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I can definitely do that for you. And as Clapperclaw is talking to you, their head kind of swivels, and they no longer have the gourd equipped. The gourd has been shoved into their
Equipped.
pack. Yeah, equipped. We do see this like brilliant stag skull and these horns that fan out. Sorry, antlers that fan out. And as Clapperclaw turns their head, kind of whoosh, whoosh, big sweeping motions. And I, Morgort the knight says, can help you in driving the balloon. I do have experience. As you may recall, I was involved in the escape of Sir Talavar and the other guy that I can't remember the
Oh
name of.
no! That was like his squire, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, hold on.
Oh, the
That's a failure of
goblin.
the DM.
I know, it's just out of all
Hold on,
the names.
sweating. There's so many names. We haven't talked about him in
Valid.
forever. It's like Woggles or something.
Goggles.
Yes, I can drive the balloon.
Perfect.
Clapperclaw, do you still have the heart?
I do. And
Our sad friend.
Clapperclaw holds up this blue heart, a literal heart.
Is our sad elf friend also just being
He's right
Yeah.
in between us.
He is. As Clapperclaw pulls it out, you see Octavian, this literally blue elf, looks up with a dour expression. And they seem quite plain. They don't seem to be excited. They don't rile up at the appearance of this. They just look out longingly.
So how do we get this back in your chest?
Shove it in.
That's going to be my question.
You just shove it in?
You see him very hesitantly rise up. And as he begins to move forward, he takes the heart and with a squish, it exchanges hands. And he looks down at it. As he maintains contact on it, you see that It doesn't do anything. He looks at it curiously and stares with a dead look in his eyes. And as he drops it, you see through the air, it begins to change, and at his feet is a different heart. Something gray, a dead, desiccated lump of tissue, and color slowly begins to seep back into him. He takes in a breath. And he begins to smile. The biggest smile you have ever seen. It stretches across his face and it folds his cheeks. His eyes begin to get wet and wild with color as he looks at each one of you. It's like I'm breathing for the first time. I don't know what I can do to repay you. He holds up his hands. He doesn't seem to know what to do with them. To feel again. I can smell and feel everything. And he kind of begins to pat down the various cushions here and just squish them, and he buries his face into them and he giggles.
Belly looks over at Ricaria like, this is her problem.
Ricaria is like sobbing at this. Like, it's so nice! Just starts crying.
Here. He reaches into his belt and he pulls out the pipes that you had seen him playing before. And he holds them vaguely out to the party. I don't have any need of this anymore. Take it.
I think though you may not have need of the pipes, the world may have need of your piping. That sounds wrong.
Octavian's like,
you know what I meant.
Everyone just looks at Taylor.
Right, I guess. Starts unbuttoning.
Wow!
No,
I
not
could
like
offer
that.
that.
Not, I mean,
I gotta go.
I am excited to see another elf, but no.
Okay.
No, thank you, I should
Zips
say.
up. He says, no, please, I insist. I have other, much more light and gentle instruments to play. This, I want nothing to do with this anymore.
If it causes you nothing but bad memories, one of us can take it from you.
He just kind of like shakes it, and he's like, take it then.
Please, please, please.
Chester, you take it?
Chester takes it, yeah.
Okay.
And go ahead.
You can add to your inventory Pipes of Haunting.
Ooh.
This is a magic item. You can see the little picture there.
I love that Chester's just our repository of magic items.
I'm sensing a theme here.
You got the pipe. You must be proficient with wind instruments to use the pipes. They have 3 charges. You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you play it must succeed on a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. If you wish, all creatures in the area that aren't hostile toward you automatically succeed. A creature that fails the saving throw can repeat it on the end of its turns, recharges 1 die 3 at every dawn.
Pretty strong.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty good,
DC
like...
15 is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good control over, like, an area, too. 30-foot area.
And you can add that to your show.
Yeah,
Again.
scare the shit out of everyone that's watching you.
Yeah, like we
Give
have
them a little
guy.
exhilaration.
Make you fear my crown.
You know who would like these pipes when we return to the material plane? Riley.
Right. I really like
Yeah. If we did a ticket home, I'll give them a good home.
I hope they're good.
I mean, that weirdo who bought tickets for us?
Don't call my dad's character weird. I'll fight you.
I think they're playing dragon chess right now. They're probably busy.
Yeah.
Scarlet, never complain about someone who will pay for things for you.
Usually have another motive.
No, Riley's motives were all good. But now that
while they're bickering about that, I do want to say, if you really want to thank us, turn this dreary land into someplace happy with your wonderful music.
I will. You see him jump up from the cushions, and he begins to skip merrily out of the sinking palace, and he begins to sing, and he sings very happy sounds, and he disappears.
Wait. Before he leaves, who has
already deleted the token?
Who has the mushroom?
Can we give him the mushroom?
Do you want to give him the mushroom?
Yeah.
I want to.
That was what
I
feel
guess
like
we should. This is a good. Yeah.
Morelli's gonna call
the
out.
The token's
he...
already deleted, so
Morelli
it's
just
fine.
calls out before he leaves. Wait, there's someone who should go with you.
Oh, who should I take with me?
Belly just holds out the jar with the campestry.
So as you hold up the jar, we all see this giant mushroom inside of it, and its face is like up against the glass, and it's just smiling, big and wide. Octavian says, "Very well, I will enjoy the company." He takes the jar, and then he skips away happily.
Man, we've really changed the scape of this land.
I know, we've done such good.
Yeah.
I started a rebellion. We've made
So many friends.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of friends, you gotta put up your turtleneck again, put this snake on your head, because we gotta go out there and sneak past a bunch of royals.
Yeah, put on your turtle snake.
Very well, I will do this in the service of my rescuers. So we see you see the turtleneck being pulled up over Morgort's head, and then Lancelot just sits on top of her head.
Perfect disguise. What about you, Jingle Jangle? Will you be coming with us to Thither?
You see Jingle Jangle still clutching on Calyx's key. Jingle Jangle unsure, but Jingle Jangle think there should be room in the basket, so yes, Jingle Jangle will accompany you.
Well, it's probably best we be off. We've been given a deadline.
Yeah.
It may be great trouble if we don't meet it. And he kind of like half glances at Ricaria, like not wanting to specifically like freak out, but worried, definitely worried.
Don't worry, we'll be back in time. I mean, 8 days is a long time.
There is one thing before we go.
Oh, yeah?
While we were in Bavlorna's room, we found a weird statue. And while I couldn't quite grasp how it worked, it seemed to be able to acquire or make things that you'd ask for, in a sense.
Oh, that statue. I was trying to think. Yes, that one.
Okay.
I got a Lornling out of it.
Huh?
And before we had jumped down to the lower levels, I witnessed a glimpse of Arifis interacting with it before a light disappeared with them both.
Oh.
It was very bright and blinding.
Well, I mean, if it gives you what you want, maybe he's got what he wanted.
I can only hope he asked to return home.
Same.
I
Well,
hope so.
if not, then
We can always consider him something we lost if he is not home.
yes.
It's true. But hey, he's a farmer. He's gotta find his way, I guess. Doing his farming thing, right?
Yeah, just farming his way home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to learn what it's like to fly, but in a terrible way?
Oh, I love it. I'm so
I've
excited.
done a bunch of terrible flying so far.
Yay.
You're all gonna die, and I'll be fine.
So much terrible.
We see the camera pull out as the party maneuvers through downfall and make their way over towards where they had repaired the hot air balloon. As the camera turns over here, we see something of an exchange going on. Wait, where's the music? I want specific music here. Where'd it go?
While you're looking for that, Stella, this adventure has some amazing art, but it makes me so sad that there wasn't like a second art for Clapperclaw.
Me too. Maybe I just suck at finding the art. But as we turn the camera over towards the hot air balloon, we see that this very large balloon is filled with gas from the swamp, and it has been patched over many, many, many times. There are currently a number of large giant frogs that are situated, and they blink lazily as they watch this exchange between a bullywug and an outsider. Can you please describe to me what your character looks like?
Sure. The individual standing before this bullywug is about 3 feet 8 inches. He has these brilliant green eyes, kind of a mutton chop mustache with what looks like little bits of jewelry hanging in it, red hair that's kind of pulled back, some oil stains on his face, on some of the scale mail armor with these 2 massive pauldrons that look like lion heads. There's what seems to be these tubes that run through the armor itself and down into these massive gauntlets on his hands. And they're what looks like some strange light blue glowing liquid flowing through them. And he's definitely a little confused as he looks around. He looks to the bullywugs and he's like, where am I?
Do you speak Sylvan?
That is a wonderful question.
Come on, say no. I need a teammate here.
Let me double check that for you. Give me 1 second.
This bullywug has been talking to you in Sylvan the entire time you have engaged with them.
I want to go home.
I do speak Sylvan.
Okay. Excellent. Lavelli continues to be the only party member that doesn't speak Sylvan. Okay. So the bullywug says to you, look, man, like, you've got to get the permission slip from Bavlorna if you want to take the balloon. This is where we repair them. I'm sure that if you have business with Bavlorna, she would have given you a business permission slip.
I literally just got here. I don't even know who Bavlorna is. I'm not sure where here is.
Okay. Well, I can't help you.
Excellent. Could you point me in the direction I could find Bavlorna?
Sure. And you see he points north, and as he does, you see that there is a band of people approaching. Among them is an elf.
Eclectic.
Yeah, there is an elf, there's a half-elf, an Aarakocra, a tiefling, something with a deer skull on it, and also a very small goblin in tow. And then a creature you've never seen before. Something that has spindly arms and legs, wearing a turtleneck and a very tiny neck and a very tiny head.
That's only remotely horrifying, but okay.
Does it also walk around like this?
It walks around like this.
I'm holding their hand now. Like, I'm just like, it's okay. I like grab their hand.
Just one hand out now,
Okay.
the other's like...
He just kind of like
Steps.
stares, like watching this like come this way. It's just like, what? Like,
And
that way.
Yes. I forgot the accent I was doing immediately. So the party, you see an individual here that clearly is not a resident of Downfall, dressed in a way that is perhaps outlandish and you have never seen before. Technology and quite advanced.
You were doing construction worker that wanted them to go away.
I guess I would start walking in that direction unless anyone stopped me.
Oh, so you're approaching us.
Yeah.
Y'all are kind of coming together.
Yeah. And as I get close, it's like, I can't help but notice you don't look like you're from here.
What do you mean? We've been here all along. Wait. Well, we've been here for a while. Hi.
Hi.
Who are you?
Caleb must get so paranoid when she says that.
I'm a professor. And he extends his hand upwards, really.
Leans down. Hi, a professor. I'm a Candy. Nice to meet you.
That is a wonderful name.
Thank you. I didn't choose it myself.
Oh, well. I mean, most people don't choose their names.
Oh, some people do.
Well, I was told by these,
Bullywugs?
is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Fascinating. I was told by them I'm looking for someone named Bavlorna for a business permission slip to use.
Not worth the trouble. Let me save you some time. Not worth the trouble.
No.
Not worth the trouble. She drives hard bargains.
Yeah.
And she's
You
a
heard of a
hag.
hag?
A hag.
Yes.
Kind
Fascinating.
of looks like a frog.
Any
Absolutely
Cute one.
fascinating.
any bargain with a hag is generally speaking not worth it.
Huh.
Why, we made 2.
Yes, something I am still trying to process. Thank you.
Happy to help.
Well-
Well, these are my friends. I'll let them introduce themselves. Except Sir Lancelot.
Nash.
He's a snog.
A what?
A snog.
A snog.
I'm really not sure what that means, but I'm sure. I hope it's friendly.
Part sn and part og.
Snogs typically are friendly.
They're very rare.
God, not the party immediately gaslighting the new character.
But there's bullywugs right there.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you about it later. It's fine.
Okay.
Sure.
Gotcha.
We'll teach you about snogging later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I understand the joke now. You don't have to teach me. 83. I think I know what snogging is.
I think Kalek having we're supposed to give her a name. I gave my name. I have some bullywugs to talk to. Just
Oh. Do you have... Okay. Have fun.
Okay. So you all have permission slips then?
I mean, I don't think she gave us a permission slip. My hand smells like her hand, so I feel like that's good enough.
Go show them your hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool.
So Kaylik, you first approach the bullywug, and the bullywug turns to you and puts their hands on their hips. And they speak in Sylvan and say, "Well, what is it you want?"
Managed to keep the thing inflated all this time. Very well.
Did a good job.
At Bavlorna's insistence, we are going to need to commandeer it.
All right, do you have a business permission slip?
I believe we have one around here somewhere. And I think he's just going to start, digging through his backpack. I think we had ideas on what to do, and if you don't find one,
so
we'll come up with something.
Yeah, as you begin to do that is when Ricaria comes up.
Hello.
Hey.
Did I hear business permission slip?
Yeah.
Is this good enough? I'm gonna hold my hand up in front of his nose.
Yeah, you see his little tiny nostrils flare, and then he opens his mouth and he goes, "Bleh," and he licks your hand. He goes, yeah, all right. It's all yours.
Thanks.
He just starts walking away.
I just wipe it on myself. Just
Lovely. Delicious. We got a balloon.
start climbing on it.
Okay.
As Warren kind of climbs up, he'll look to Lavelli and just be like, where have I ended up at?
How much do you know about the Fae?
A lot.
Well, welcome to one of their homes.
You heard of Hither?
Not particularly, individual places. It was a topic of study, more of a hobby.
You're a dork.
Some people say that, yeah.
It's fine.
You're so accepting of all of our shit.
I think you'll fit in nicely.
Yeah, most of them are dorks.
Oh my god.
I'm a dork, hello.
Ricaria's waving by the
Oh
balloon.
my god.
Okay, so we're gonna cut forward a little here.
Wait, we gotta explain to him what a snog is.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you're all in the balloon now. As the balloon begins to pull up from the swamp, we have Morgort and Clapperclaw between them are working the balloon and beginning to head through the fog. As it's pulling up over hither here, you can see outstretched below you is all of the realm that you have explored so far. You see in the distance Ptolemy Hill, where you had first met your dear friend Jingle Jingle. The slanty tower where you had seen Sir Talavar. The Brigand's Tollway where you met Agdon Longscarf and all of the brigands of this realm. And Downfall gets smaller and smaller below you as you're pulling up farther and farther away. Is there anything you want to do or say before we move into another chapter?
I think as we're pulling up and away, Ricaria looks over to the professor, and says, "All right, sorry, we had to be very careful. This is not a snog. This is a snake and a bullywug together. 1 sec." And just turns and pulls down the turtleneck.
Yeah, you hear a as it kind of pulls down over the bullywug's head. Their eyes blink open, and Lancelot slops down onto the basket or onto your shoulder.
Prisoner of
Yeah,
war,
just-
you see.
A clever disguise. I can't believe that actually. I don't.
No one
doubt it.
expects it.
I mean, no one expects a frog and a snake to be working together in beautiful harmony.
Banash is a genius in terms of disguise.
I was a
Really?
prisoner, and these are my saviors, so in return, I am driving the balloon.
Oh, heroics are a wonderful thing for making friends.
It's true.
Speaking of friends. So who are you? You're also not from here, obviously.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I am a professor. That is true. I teach at Waterdeep. There's a university for young mages there, and I teach a more theoretical study, arcane engineering. My armor is a result of this.
Did you make it?
I did.
Can I look at it?
Certainly. And he extends his hand and you can touch and everything. He's cool with it. Careful though around the gauntlets. They can cause concussive force. Be careful.
Do you punch things with these?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Look at these gauntlets.
You want to see something even cooler?
Yes.
He taps one of the little button things filled with liquid, and the whole armor just retracts up and just leaves the button there. And he's just wearing normal clothes. He's like, no, it wasn't. I know, right? I literally could do this all day. It's
this is the
awesome.
coolest person we've met.
Taps it again, and the armor just kind of reforms back
quite
out.
Impressive.
Lavelle just studying that with a hand under her beak. So that's what people go to school for.
That is what people go to school for.
Maybe not as boring as I thought it was.
Not when you.
And then she's gonna jump out of the basket.
I think it's a magical travel. You probably should come back inside.
Just
yeah.
belly.
Magical.
You know a little bit about me, but I don't know much about you. Who are you? And clearly you're not from here.
Oh, correct. Well, we're a group of friends who met at for happenstance at a carnival, and then we went to a hall of mirrors, and we ended up here. We're supposed to be helping basically this Prismere in order to get it back in stable, defeat these hags, and hopefully return things back to normal.
What's going on as far as what do you know about this place?
Looks over to Kayla.
Well, the Fated Lands are the home of all vague creatures, and generally speaking, a dangerous realm. They'll use all their tricks and guile to convince you out of everything you own, including your freedom, your life, and your abilities. And when they've drained you for all you've got, they'll let you die somewhere. At least that's the way that my father taught it to me.
I mean, some Fae are good. I mean, most. I mean, it depends on the Fae.
I mean, I think that mainly comes down to your contract. Not paying attention to what you sign can lead you to bad things no matter where you go. But generally, not far off the mark. So you're not from here either, but you're here to fix this place. Fascinating.
We're traveling through here because there's some things that have been taken from us by Fae. Like I said, very tricky, not aware that that's who we were dealing with when we made our deals. And the only way to get it back is directly confronting the issue. For example, we've come into possession of this balloon because Bavlorna, the hag that runs Hither, would like us to retrieve something from Thither. And if we do, those members of our group who have lost something at her hands shall be returned the things that were taken.
I think as Kalix says that, we see that the balloon is pushing through the mists. And as it does, the mists part and reveal a primeval forest. A fragrant breeze wafts between enormous trees, sending motes of pollen dancing into the air. Patches of sunlight kiss the forest floor, and the sweet melody of birdsong echoes all around. Lavelle, you are able to follow after in the wake of the balloon here. And as the group of you enter into Thither for the first time, there's a sudden spark in some of you. Vicaria, Chester, and Warren, you all feel very deeply a sense of you're missing something. The ache has always been there, but it's stronger now. And you can't quite explain it, but somehow you know here in this realm, something you've lost can be found. Welcome to Thither.
Someone help me see over the edge.
Yeah, one sec. Oh god, you're so
How heavy? Like with the armor and everything.
He's 45 pounds, but he's carrying about
I think I could lift you.
I could live.
119 pounds worth of stuff.
Like 160.
And
Look, I got a 13 strength. I can do it. Just
Stella.
squats.
I love that it's the opposite of Kalek, who weighs as much as your things, but is only carrying as much as you.
Stella.
Yes.
Lavelli, while she's flying around, she wants to check out the balloon and make sure that there aren't any issues with it in flight.
Yeah, the balloon is perfectly repaired.
All right. And then she'll touch down back on the edge of the basket, sitting on the edge.
Okay.
I think also as like this land becomes visible ahead of us, Kalek's eyes kind of mist up a little bit. He goes, "Look, guys, it's dry here."
Oh my god, you're so right.
I see a river right there.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
As you ask that, Kalek like shifts his weight a little bit, and you hear his boots just squelch with
everyone
with
in
water.
The bucket of this balloon smells like ass. You all terribly stink of the swamp.
If only we still had prestidigitation.
You should
My
take those boots off.
My parents didn't warn me about the dirt.
You used to have a ton of soap.
I did have a ton of soap.
I'm just saying, you don't want to leave your feet in an enclosed wet space for too long. Negative things happen.
That's probably fair. Where are we landing?
Clapperclaw looks down. You see them leaning up over the edge, and as the group of you are peering, the basket begins to tilt. And as it does, Vicaria, you suddenly lose your footing and you start falling through the air. You have drawn the Void card. You're now dangerously separated from the party. It all happens so fast that nobody has an opportunity to react. And you just see Vicaria vanish into the fog below.
Is that? They're just gone.
Huh. I think we should touch down somewhere.
Scarlet?
Huh?
Vicaria? Lavelli says her actual name because she's so surprised for a moment and then just jumps off the basket.
Lavelli disappears into the fog.
I don't like this.
Yeah, it's generally not been good for us when someone falls away from the rest of us. Falling towards us has gone well. Falling away, not so well.
Wait,
I can attest to the falling towards.
This occurs often.
You saw from the balloon before there was those incomplete sections of bridge. We started on one of those and almost lost Dimple here.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Is she going to be okay? Or should we...
Scarlet can fly, so hopefully... We should find someone to put down, though.
All right. Let's land as quickly as we can. And as the camera cuts away, Ricaria, you are free falling. You hear the whoosh of air past your ears, and there's almost a strange weightlessness to you. The air is very sweet here. It almost washes over you like candy. What do you do?
I think, just for safety's sake, Sir Lancelot had known ahead of time and kind of quickly climbed onto Chester. And it's just Ricaria currently falling, because of course Sir Lancelot knows all. But
I was going to say, Lancelot always knows.
Yeah.
Always knows. But as she's kind of falling, knowing that this is the Feywild, that there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something that's going to help. I think they close their eyes. They say, okay, if something could just like swoop in and grab me and they're like kind of hot, that would be really great right now.
Okay. As you say that, you almost feel as if the fog around you turns into a denser and corporeal form. It feels as if you hit a pillow all of a sudden. And you hear a disembodied voice, and it says, I'm listening.
Oh my god, it worked. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Candy. Thanks for saving me from death.
Oh, it is my pleasure. I will be keeping a close eye on you while you're here. How fortuitous you've fallen into my hands.
I mean, I'm fine with it. This is okay with me. Who are you?
You can call me the wind that whispers.
Oh, that's a real good name. I don't know how to thank you for saving my life, but thank you. I appreciate
it. It is my absolute pleasure. In fact, I look very forward to how you can repay me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
As you're looking around, you can see that it's slowly lowering you down, and you realize that you are now ground level. You're here on the forest floor, and with a poof, the cloud that sustained you begins to wisp away and melt into a fog.
I mean, Cloud was good too. Goodbye.
And there's like, at first, after falling and having this happen, there's like, of course, a little bit of a daze in their brain, and they kind of snap to and say,
oh no, Kayla's gonna be so worried.
And
this
I think
is not good.
At that point is when Lavelli, you couldn't catch up to Ricaria. For some reason, I think like there's like a distortion of like metaphysical reasons, whatever. But by the time that you come through the fog, you realize how close you are to the ground. You correct yourself, and you see that Ricaria is standing perfectly fine on the ground. Perhaps their hair is kind of like a little bit like, just like up, wind blown.
It's a mohawk now.
Yeah.
I think Lavelli like crashes through the canopy and just like skids talon first along the ground, wings out and like feathers ruffle, looking right at Ricaria. Why didn't you make any noise?
I made a small noise. I was surprised. Look, I'm not. Hi.
Thanks for trying. I'm safe though.
Lavelli, I think this entire experience has stressed you out so much that you now have half spell slots and your hit points are rounded down or up to half, whatever is more appropriate. You have drawn the balance card.
Yeah, she did smash through a bunch of trees trying to catch up.
Yeah, you're like kind of wounded, bruised up. You're missing a feather or two. You've got twigs in your feathers as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you get hurt because of me? Oh no. What?
One sec. And they like again pick like a little tiny like baby berry out of like their horns, and they will cast Goodberry, and they just hold it up to you and say, "Sorry. I appreciate you trying to save me, though."
Lavelli takes a couple of deep breaths and flaps her wings a couple times before just smoothing down her feathers, giving you a sidelong glare for a second before taking a berry.
Why do you look? Well, it was not my fault that I fell.
You need to be more careful.
I'm trying to be.
Sometimes, for things like this, trying isn't enough.
What am I supposed to do then, Lavelli? Not fall, get wings? Is that good?
Just be careful. You got lucky this time, but if you hadn't been helped and I hadn't made it in time, a lot of people would have been sad.
I know. I'll try to buckle myself in next time. I guess.
Sit here and wait while the others come to get us.
Fine. I can sit here and wait.
Okay. As you say that, the camera pans away and we see everyone else in the basket. You're beginning to lower down through the fog and the ground becomes visible. You notice that Ricaria and Lavelli are off to the side and they seem relatively unharmed. Lavelli a little bruised up, but both of them don't have any broken bones or limbs and have not been reduced to any kind of splatter. As it touches down, there's a big shake of the basket, and you see both Morgort and Clapperclaw are going about to turning off the balloon.
I guess the professor... Go ahead, I apologize.
I think Caleb very quickly vaults from the balloon, maybe not even waiting for it to fully reach the ground, but close enough that it's safe, and sprints to check on Ricaria. Are you all right? Did Scarlet get you in time?
Kind of stand back up off their feet, and they say, no, I was caught by something and it saved me. And I'm okay. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm all right. See, there's no additional bruising. Besides Lavelli getting a bit torn up there. I'm okay though.
Well, thank goodness. That could have been a lot worse. There's not a lot I can do about that.
Yeah, no. Sir Lancelot okay?
As the camera pans over to Chester, Chester, so Lancelot had slithered onto your shoulders when Ricaria fell out of the basket, and in the entire duration that the basket has been landing down, Sir Lancelot has been staring deep, deep, deep into your eyes. You have drawn the Vizier card.
Oh! Yes! How did I know? How did I know?
Oh. I'm like, maybe I know where this is going.
I was like, oh, Chester's shoulder? Perfect. Okay. The Vizier card, you get to ask one question, and I will give you one forthcoming and helpful answer. So I'll let you think about this. We're going to go to break here pretty soon, so you can think about it over break too. But you have this moment where you stare deeply into this tiny snake's eyes, and you have this entrancing moment, and you feel a wash of clarity on you. As you kind of snap back to reality, you see Ricaria and Lavelli.
He'll have probably right after that had happened, he probably would have been walking right behind Panache. Yeah, I was trying to, both names were hitting at the same time and nothing was clicking. We'll go behind Panache, probably show up just as they're both conversating and seeing that everyone's okay. And are you okay, Candy?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Oh, I'm glad I'm glad all of you are fine as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad Silence is fine too.
Lavelli, are you okay?
I'm not broken. She flaps her wings once. Some more leaves flutter out.
Do you
Oh.
need help?
No.
I can help some. I can at least alleviate some of the pain. If there's any.
You know,
I've been through worse.
Dimple, as much as our traveling companions tend to fall to their potential doom, we might want to get that feather fall of yours on a hair trigger.
Yeah. I didn't realize that Candy had left us until after it was disappeared. So
You did have a sudden snake.
I found you very inspirational, Dimple, with your falling out of the sky. Just wanted to replicate.
Oh, well, let us know next time so we can
Okay.
at least make sure you get a good fall.
Friends, Clapperclaw says to you, if you want somewhere to recuperate for a moment, perhaps tend to your wounds, I did notice that there is a cave nearby. It's a little bit to the north. Maybe you can find some shelter.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Same.
Well, I will stay here. Clapperclaw, perhaps the two of us can mind the basket, therefore we can maintain our ownership and make sure that nothing destroys our only means of getting out of here.
Still have your sword.
She pulls out the dagger. I do.
This was to Clapperclaw?
Morgort suggests that Clapperclaw and herself stay at the balloon.
Okay. We will eventually need Clapperclaw as our guide, but at least for the moment, that should be safe enough.
Of course, I'll take you to Loomlurch, but there's a cave nearby. You want to rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head for the cave.
Okay. As the group of you begin to make your way towards the cave, you encounter something. The forest all around you is quite dense. It is vibrant and almost bursting with life. You can hear birdsong all around you, the scurrying of small critters about. The forest is very much alive, and it is vibrant. The smell of flowers and herbs at every turn. There are no paths, so to speak, but you head in the general direction, and very soon it opens into a clearing. There's a cave a little further down, but in between the cave and you appears to be an owlbear.
Is it attached to a cart like that?
It is attached to what appears to be a dilapidated chariot.
Wow.
You see that the owlbear is currently rummaging around, scratching at the dirt and roots underfoot. And you hear it snuffling as it's trying to dig up seeds. The chariot that is attached to it seems broken. One of its wheels has popped off, and it seems to be more of a burden of weight rather than a vehicle behind it. Excuse me. There is a wheel not too far away.
If someone wants to help me with that wheel, I might be able to repair this.
It seems
Absolutely.
I'll talk
seems
to
any
the
rider it had is long gone. Would it not be better to take the chariot off?
We can ask.
Do you have a way of talking with...
You have a couple.
Yeah. Oh, I can communicate with animals.
Candy's quite good with animals in general.
I'm really good with body language.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Take some time, but if need be, I could as well.
I mean, if you want to talk to this owl bear, I can absolutely work at least on the wheel. Try to get this repaired. Even if it's something to pull our equipment with, it's better than having to lug it around.
Okay. So, Ricaria, as you begin to slowly approach the owlbear, can I get an animal handling check from you to see how this is going to go?
I would love
You need to get close to it first.
When she goes to, can I put, if it's okay with you, put a hand on your shoulder and cast guidance?
Of course.
So what does your guidance look like as you're casting it for the first time?
Yeah. So he kind of puts his hand on on her. I guess technically it would be 3'8", so like kind of this.
You hold their hand for a second.
Yeah, hold their hand, and I'm like, it's probably more afraid of us than we are of it. I think.
Look, my entire life I've studied monsters and creatures. I'm really excited about this whole thing.
I think that you have absolutely got this, then. I just wanted to offer some advice.
Appreciate it.
Kind of smiles.
Okay. So guidance. All right, roll me animal handling, and you can add a D4 to it.
That is a 10. 1d4. That's not great. That's a 3, so that's a 13.
All right. As you approach with a 13, we're going to go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Please join us in grabbing a drink, doing a little stretch, maybe even consider getting a snack. And we'll be back here in just a little bit. Be right back, everybody. Ricaria, you rolled a 13. As you are approaching this owl bear, it looks up at you, and you see that its little tufted ears, they rise up, and it regards you with an air of suspicion. How do you want to roleplay out approaching?
Hands up a little bit and say,
hello. Don't mean to disturb you. You look real hungry right now. We're wondering, do you still want that chariot on your back? We can either fix it or take it off. It's up to you. I'm Candy, by the way.
What language are you speaking in?
So, speaking Sylvan, but they also have the ability just to communicate with creatures as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems to be able to understand you. You see that its attention is very pointed at you, and there's a hesitation, a moment where it doesn't seem to know whether to get closer or not. But you all hear the weird thunking, scraping sound of the chariot as it begins to pull towards Ricaria and starts snuffling at their clothes, perhaps in search of food.
Again, grabs another little berry from their plants all up in their horns, casting good berry yet again, kind of carefully offering their hand, flat palmed, towards the owl bear.
You immediately get the sense that this creature has had humanoid contact and training. It masterfully picks the berries out of your hand. It doesn't hurt you or pinch you whatsoever. And it greedily slurps up all of the berries, and it starts licking your palm.
Ricaria just starts giggling and says,
that tickles.
And I think, like, in the closeness, you can tell that the creature has disarmed yourself and that your animal handling check was good enough.
I'm glad you ate that. I'll ask your name, and then do you want the chariot? It looks heavy. We can fix it if you want.
The owlbear responds with a number of sounds that are alike to cooing and purring. You aren't able to divine exactly what it's trying to say, but you can see the harness that's attached to its wide, feathery chest is engraved in Sylvan, and it reads Juniper.
Oh, Juniper. That's a really nice name. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly fix this for you. And get the wheel back on. The Professor, Panache, I think you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah. As you approach, the creature doesn't seem to be bothered or interested in you at all. It's just cuddling up with Ricaria at this point.
Let's start petting them.
So, does someone want to help me with the wheel?
Candy, are we repairing it or removing it?
I think repairing. Your name's Juniper.
Okay. I will help you with the wheel then.
I like that name.
It's a real pretty name. Do you want a pet?
Juniper. Is it okay?
Juniper, is it okay if they pet you as well? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Come on, Chester.
Yeah,
Yeah, it leans
Chester
into your palms. This is a big animal.
Listen, I think Chester will be okay with being destroyed by this.
Destroyed. This is our new party member, the owl bear, Juniper.
You know,
Chester is inside of them as a bonus gift.
Yeah.
this is a very domesticated animal.
They can be trained.
Yes, but I'm more curious to where the rider is. This is a chariot hooked to this owl bear, and yet there's no person.
Can I
how
get
did the wheel come off?
an investigation check from Warren?
Sure. 17.
Okay. As you're kind of investigating and working around the vessel, you can see that the repair will be very easy. Just pop it on and then just screw it kind of tight. But looking at the bed of the chariot, you can see that there are these deep rents of something massive clawing into it. It looks like it'll seat about 2 medium-sized creatures and their gear inside, but there's a smear of blood where the talons of something have just completely gouged the inside.
These talons, they're larger than the owl bear's talons.
It's not my best skill, but can I attempt a nature to see if the talons give me any indication of what this creature might have been?
Yeah. Anybody
Seems like
looking at
something
it?
Ricaria would know.
I can give the assist.
I'm too busy.
I can help
I'm also
him
busy.
in that investigation
Okay.
if he would like.
Yep, go ahead and re-roll. We'll do it at advantage for you, Kalik.
Okay.
This doesn't sound like a sea monster, so Lovelli doesn't know.
Much better.
Okay. So Warren is kind of like pointing it out to you, Kalik, and as you look at it with a 16 nature, that's the dragon claw print. That's dragon.
This is the work of a dragon, it appears.
Ooh.
Not mistaken by the size, and he like runs a hand along one of the grooves.
Your hand fits in it.
That is, I'm not. I've done studies in the Feywild. I'm not sure of any dragons that are from here. I don't think.
Now, this looks to me like claws of a red dragon. 100% bullshitting to make it look like he knows more than he does. But he's just, these look like the claw marks of a red dragon.
What are the odds we get to fight it?
I'm more curious on how you know the dragon breed based upon its.
Uh-oh, he's calling you out.
On its.
Oh my god! Is it finally
here.
happening? We have a character that's gonna call Kalik out.
Kalik, keep bullshitting, please.
Up until this point, everyone has just been like, "Oh yeah, all right."
Well, the red dragons live in rockier environments. They have curved claws to be able to attach themselves to the side of cliff faces, and they live primarily within caves, which means that they have to be able to pull their claws in closer. You see the angles, they're all angled slightly inwards. My parents were part of an adventuring party who trained me to be an adventurer myself, and it was standard part of training. If you're going to go out and adventure in the wider world, you do have to know your dragons.
Fascinating. As I said, I studied quite a various different bits of fauna and flora of different arcane natures. It's part of the study that needed to go into making my armor. I do have to say, though, I've never thought of claws and the patterns therein of something as an identifiable trait with dragons. Horns,
sure.
Yes. The frills displays, even the tails sometimes.
Well, it's a bit of their environment, isn't it? I mean, the blue dragon typically lives in deserts and burrows in sand. They have wider claws, but shallower, more like spades.
That is where I'm going to roll my insight.
Have you guys ever watched Luca?
3.
He gives like very Alberto energy.
Oh, I love this. I can't believe this. Okay,
15.
Lauren rolls a 3 insight, Kalik a 15 deception. So what happens here, Lauren?
He kind of listens. Warren, having read some about like dragons and studied them as part of like seeing if materials that could be collected could be used in the development of his technology. When he brings up the spade-like claws of the blue dragon, kind of confuses him for a minute. But he recognizes that while they can be found in more tropical regions, it isn't uncommon for them to be in deserts either. There might be a grain of truth to this, and so he nods. That could be true, theoretically.
I think you guys are kind of like working and talking at the same time, and as like that comes to a close, you have repaired the chariot, and Chester and Ricaria have owlbear slobber all over them.
But we are going to fight the dragon.
Who's a big stinky baby? Wow. I love this owlbear. If anyone tries to tear me away from Juniper, I will destroy them.
That is horrifying.
What if the rider shows up?
Okay, if the rider shows up and if Juniper wants to go with them, it's Juniper's choice.
When you bring up what if the rider shows up, he's like, I have a feeling they won't be showing back up.
Oh no.
Kind of runs his fingers through the blood on the inside and lifts his hands.
Oh yeah, I could.
Are there any signs of like blood or a trail or anything?
Nope. Just the drag marks of the chariot.
You said you could speak with animals.
Yeah, actually, I know what this is out of character, but can I make a nature check regarding the owlbear and what I know about it?
Yeah, go ahead and do so.
Cool.
Let's see. Nature.
Wow,
23.
that's a nat 20, baby.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
You had a pet owlbear as a child?
You were the pet of an owlbear as a child?
Okay. So, you will know that with owlbears that they are very, very wild animals. They're very difficult to tame. They are commonly raised in elven communities, and hobgoblin and giants sometimes take them as pets as well. You know that owlbears can't really communicate. They are very good at listening, but at their core, they are a wild animal. So they are inherently not very good at communicating. They have that bit of feralness.
Stella.
Because, like, I have a cat, and one of my cats is really smart and totally understands me, and Momo doesn't know what the fuck I'm saying at any time. So it's like that.
Stella.
Yeah. So...
While they were repairing the will, could I have done my ritual for speak with animals?
Yeah.
That was probably at least 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So then Lavelli will walk up alongside Ricaria and try to ask Juniper, what happened to your rider? Did they fall off, or?
So Lavelli, as you cast this spell, you find that it's a little odd. You can't hear any words or any kind of translation from the owlbear as it's trying to communicate back to you. You get the sense of, like, its needs. Basically, it communicates hunger. Thirsty? Nice pets. Yeah, scritch right there. Yeah, I like that. That kind of energy, right? That kind of level of communication. Ricaria, with that nat 20, you know that this is a wild animal. It's not going to have, like, oh, there was a creature and it did the thing and, you know, where did they go? That kind of thing.
Ricaria looks back and says, well, I can naturally communicate with most, like, animals and beasts and stuff like that, but actually, owlbears themselves, it took me a second. My dad kind of taught me most of what I know, and if I had my books, I'd have a better idea of what this was, but my books are gone. But basically, because owlbears are more what's classified as a monstrosity, so they're not actually a beast or an animal. Really, they're kind of like something else in a sense, so I can't technically communicate with it. I can talk to them, but they're really good at listening and kind of getting, like, that sort of vibe. How you doing, Lavelli, with them?
Oh, yeah. And in case it matters, they are actually classified as a monstrosity. They are not a beast. Okay.
Lavelli nods a bit at that and looks back over at Juniper and says, like, with a tilt of their head, where do you fear? Just, like, trying to get a more emotional response.
Okay. As you try to communicate that, it doesn't work because it's not an animal. It's a monstrosity. It kind of, like, cants its head and just, and it starts to, like, snuffle you and try to find food in your pockets.
Lavelli shakes her head at Ricaria and says, I can't speak with it at all.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like that happens.
I
okay, though.
did want to ask, DM, how old or fresh is this blood?
It seems to be kind of old.
Okay.
I'll say, carrying over your investigation from earlier, that it's probably days old.
Well, the good news is that whatever did this is likely long gone. It's dried, old. I probably stumbled across this wonderful little creature here just in time to make sure it had food.
Well, Juniper's been probably dragging this thing for days.
You should release them from their burden.
With that nat 20 of nature, you'll know that owlbears need at least 8 pounds of meat every day.
Yeah, I think especially with that, looks down to Juniper and says,
look, I understand your rider's gone. You definitely have been acquainted with people and such, but I feel like this is a good time for you to choose your own path and where you want to go. Free the owlbear!
Just looking to the rest of them.
This couldn't end badly.
No, it's fine. Juniper's great.
We just put the wheel on.
Look, I'll pull it. You two can ride. I'll pull it. It's fine.
Maybe we'll find another cool snail.
Yes, I miss that snail.
Ultimately, I think that the card, whether we continue to take it with us or not, it only holds 2.
I'd personally rather Juniper be free to do what they want.
You put the short ones on it. It takes them longer to walk the same distance.
I think that freeing this owl there is a wonderful idea. Though there's only a mild amount of devastation it could have on the local ecology and food chain after all.
It's fine. I'm here to study it anyway.
Yeah, let's get this separated.
Yeah.
Okay. You are very easily able to remove the harness, and as soon as you do, Juniper begins to very slowly walk away.
Waves.
Just lumbering away, its paws inward.
My friend.
Oh.
You are left with a very intricately carved elven chariot.
Hey, Professor. Sorry, the Professor. Could you, like, reconfigure this so, like, I could pull it?
But, like, dog size.
Dog size?
Well, I want to pull it. Oh, no, I don't want to be a dog when I mean, I could, but then I have to be a dog for a while. Like, people.
Well, it would look a lot weirder if you pulled it as a person.
I don't know, we could pull our stuff.
Technically, that just changes it from a chariot to a rickshaw.
I don't know what that is.
It's a chariot pulled by a person.
Oh.
I think maybe with a little bit of time I can do that.
We could pull this to the cave.
You see the cave is literally just a few meters from you.
Yeah. Let's
that one.
Get this.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere if we would rather make sure that we're in a more secured place first. Make sure that there's nothing that could be in the cave.
Probably something in the cave.
Arcane engineering, do you think you could get it to move on its own?
I'm not sure. It's even the creation of this armor is costly. Need specific materials and ores and arcane lodestones and all these other things that I don't have with me presently.
You said a bunch of words.
Lavelli's eyes gloss over a bit.
Same with Rick, just like, haha.
Well, to our secure cave, I suppose.
Okay. So, the group of you continue past the chariot, leaving it there for now. And you approach the cave. You see cozy torchlight radiating from the mouth of the cave into the wooded hillside here. 20 feet from the cave is a weathered sheet of parchment nailed to its trunk.
Hey, Dimple, am I grabbing that?
As you approach it, you can read what it says. It says...
Zoom in harder.
Wanted.
Hold on, no.
Of the Feywild.
Who is that?
Special offer.
Hold on, it's not going to be what's ever on the drawing.
What's actually on the picture? Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Where are you?
I was trying to help.
It just says in 3 words, fuck you, Kalik.
How did they know I was here already?
You see that there is a portrait of a boy drawn in ink, and he has wild, wiry hair, and he has a mischievous glint to his eye. This particular parchment says, Bring me this imp alive and unharmed, and I'll bury you up to your neck in silver.
Candy! Treasure!
Is this a picture of a child?
It does look like one, yes.
Now, it says imp. Can imps turn into looking like children? Does anyone know? I mean, I don't want to hand over an actual child, but, you know, if it's an imp...
I can do an Arcana check, I suppose.
So far, everyone we've met of any authority in the Feywild has been evil.
What do you mean? There's been so many nice people.
Did they have authority over anyone else?
Oh, authority. Well, yes.
King Gollop was quite nice.
He worked for Bavlorna.
The lady
Yes,
that controlled...
but he was nice.
And there were a bunch of other, like, frog heads on a pipe.
But
they were mean.
There was the lady that controlled the moving house thing, and she kicked it and it stopped. She was nice.
Yeah. And
I don't know if I'd call a barkeep a person of authority.
I would say so.
Who else was kicking the thing to make it move and stop? I say it had authority over the thing, the house.
A home does not make a realm.
Warren, what did you want to do with your Arcana roll?
I was just checking to see if I knew if imps could actually transform into people.
With a 19, no. Maybe under like really special circumstances, but highly unlikely.
No, in fact, imps cannot turn into humanoids, not without outside assistance. I think this person intends to point out that this individual is a scamp, a rapscallion, troublemaker.
So we would not be handing over a child?
No, I think this is actually a child.
Oh.
And maybe we should protect them.
Maybe.
Maybe we should learn more first.
Well, I was about to say, just because someone's young doesn't mean that they're not doing something wrong.
You'll have to understand Scarlett's perspective on this. Even if someone's doing wrong, they should be treated as though they're your best friend.
Gives you a look.
What?
I would disagree in some ways. He kind of looks...
Thank you!
He kind of looks down as he's kind of thinking back for a second.
Hey, Temple, do you want to, help me clear this cave while they're arguing?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Lavelli, Warren, and Kaylik kind of standing in front of this paper that's nailed to the tree, and Ricaria and Chester kind of squirrel around them. And you see, as you peer into the cave, there is a wizened old man wearing a blindfold, sitting at a spinning wheel, and he is surrounded by piles and piles and piles of gold. As he spins this spinning wheel, he reaches down, grabs a handful of coins, and they begin to transform at his touch into gleaming golden fibers. You hear the rhythmic ee-er, 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 as he's working this spinning wheel, turning the gold pieces into string.
That is so cool.
He's stringing a bunch of gold pieces together.
Oh. Should we go say hi?
Well, if we do want to make camp in here, I suppose we should probably introduce ourselves.
And probably ask.
And ask, yes.
Yeah.
This might be their home.
Yeah, and if it is their home, we should probably not sleep here because we're making lots of deals, and there's too many deals going on. I don't want to make that.
There are hospitality, blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pushes Dimple in front and
be like, look, you're the one who's better at this, I feel. Than me.
Really? Weren't you all yelling at me for making a deal with a hag?
Look, I made the deal with the hag the second time, so it's fine. It's okay.
Okay. All right, fine. Maybe I can redeem myself. And then he'll walk up.
You got this.
I'll try. And he'll go over and say, hello, sir.
As you call out, he stops spinning and he turns his head just slightly so that his ear is pointed towards you. He looks like a very plainly dressed human. He is wearing a blindfold over his eyes and his hands rest on his thighs as he kind of slightly turned towards you. And he says, "Hello there. Welcome to my home. My name is Nib. N-I-B.
Oh, hello. This is your home.
It is my home, yes. Please come on in if you like.
I don't want to intrude. We're new here, and we're trying to. My name is Dimple, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Dimple.
Thank you. I don't want to encroach on someone's home. We're just.
Oh, you're welcome in. I don't get many visitors.
No.
Not the ones that I would like anyway.
Oh, well, I hope that we can be ones that you like, I guess, if we're invited in. May I ask one question? What is with the gold pieces and spinning into yarn? Can I ask about that, or?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I am happy to tell my tale, but I would prefer if you are comfortable, and please feel free to come on in.
Oh, excuse the smell. We've been someplace very stinky for more days than I can remember.
He sniffs the air, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it."
And then I guess he'll walk back over to Ricaria and go, he's inviting us in.
Oh, perfect. Hello. Hi.
They're nice. They're
Hello.
nice.
Oh, you have friends.
Yes, there's five of us.
Oh.
Total, yes.
Well, come on in. The more the merrier. I haven't been with any company for some time.
Okay. I'll let the others know, okay, Dimple? Don't get lost.
And kind of like snaps their fingers, almost runs into a wall, and it's like, "Oh no," and goes out the mouth of the cave.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So. And he'll look around for and he'll kind of sit on the ground.
Okay, yeah. As you walk in, you can see that there's just piles of gold just thrown everywhere. He begins to continue his work as he nods his head towards everyone that comes into the cave in a greeting. Hello, my name is Nib. I am happy to tell you my tale. Perhaps you will learn something from it as well. I've led a cruel and heartless existence. I earned these riches by exploiting my tenants' misery, buying up condemned property and renting it out for an exorbitant fee. Granny Nightshade is helping me to make amends. I told her that I wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use. She cursed me to dwell in this cave forever, spinning my gold into useful items for anyone that comes my way.
Well, at least you're using your gold for good in this particular instance.
Absolutely.
I've seen very many people get sort of consumed by the gold in not the best of ways, but at least you're trying to be better.
I am. I was quite taken by my greed in my youth, and I hope to right my wrongs in whatever way that I can.
So you've been all over this land then?
A long time ago, but I am cursed to stay in this cave until every single one of these coins is spent.
What will you do when it's all gone?
I suppose try to live out the rest of my days in a way where I can give even when I don't have anything left.
How do you spend your fortune?
Well, he gestures to one of the piles nearby. It is cursed gold. I am able to spin it into an item, fashion it into something useful, and I gift it to anyone that comes through my cave. So you said you have 5 friends. Then, if you like, I would like to offer a gift for each of you.
Yes, please.
That's very generous of you.
In the spirit of you trying to do better and generosity, sure, I'll take one.
You said this whole... Go ahead.
In the terms of hospitality, what would we owe you?
True. I feel like we should owe you something for hospitality.
A conversation? I don't have many people come through.
You said you're stuck in here, right?
Yes.
What have you been eating?
Oh, the magic sustains me. I have not aged since the exchange was made. I do not need to eat. I do not need to sleep.
The cursed magic feeds you?
Yes.
Would you like something to eat?
That would be very kind. It's been a long time since I've consumed anything.
Pulls out some stuff. It's not much. Dried meat, nuts, things of that nature, but kind of walks up, extends his hand.
He very carefully holds out both of his hands. You can see that he maintains his blindfold on. He takes it and he begins to eat. I've forgotten the taste of granola and dried meat. It's wonderful. Very salty.
The simple things sometimes mean more than anything else.
If you don't mind, perhaps I will make something for you first.
You can take care of my companions first, it's fine.
Very well. Then perhaps the one that spoke to me. Candy, was it?
Yeah, that's me.
You see Nib reach down, grab some gold, and he begins to pull something together. You see, little by little, it turns into a golden pouch. And as he finishes, he holds it out to you.
Candy will come over and gently kind of lift and take the pouch. Kind of look it over and say,
"This is beautiful. Thank you."
My pleasure. I hope that you can take this as a token of kindness and pay it forward wherever you can.
Of course. Thank you so much.
And Ricari is going to go over kind of near the corner and just like let Sir Lancelot slide off their shoulder and like start to like huddle and swirl into the bag. And he just kind of sits there, his little head out of the pouch while Ricari like pets him.
You can add a bag of holding to your inventory.
Oh no! Get out of there!
Wait, no, you're going too deep!
He just falls in and I just like reach in and pull him out. Whoops.
Wait, where'd he go?
His dick is gone! No, thank you.
He continues grabbing another pile of gold, a handful of gold, and as he's working, he speaks. He tells you about some of his, the various people that have come through here. He mentions a strapping tiefling in armor. He mentions a satyr. He goes on and on. Anyone who has a passive perception of 11 or higher.
Hey.
Hello.
As he's working,
nightmare fuel.
You see something behind him. You see the very faintest glimpses of apparitions lurking nearby. You see that there's one grubby-looking child who peers over Nib's shoulder, and there's a gaunt coachman looming in the shadows of the cave behind him. There's a long-faced woman who's dabbing at her tears with a handkerchief, and you see that there is a rail-thin waif wearing an eye patch. But as soon as you register each one of these ghost-like people, quick as a candle's flicker, they're gone, and you see another one appearing.
You see that, don't you?
I'm gonna play with my bag.
Are you alone here?
No, I am not. I am haunted by my own words. As long as my ill-gotten gains were put to good use, my bad deeds would be behind me. You are beholding the restless apparitions of those I hurt. They lurk behind my back, tormenting me with pokes up my ribs and whispers in my ear. I can't bear to look them in the eye, not after what I did to them.
Is there any way that someone could help you, even if it was only for a day with them?
No, I don't think I would want it either way.
I think the only way to help you would be to help them.
Unfortunately, it's too late for them. So all I can do is try to look forward instead of behind me.
Heavy curse that you've at least learned enough of a lesson that you can no longer look at them for grief of your actions, and yet so much gold yet to spin.
In time, I will repent. But meanwhile, he holds out another bag of holding for one of you who would like to take it.
Well, he doesn't own things.
Not anymore.
Lavelle?
We'll have matching bags.
I don't have things to carry.
That's okay.
Oh.
I don't have many things
Well,
to carry either.
This could be the start.
Yeah.
She looks over at Chester, who's covered in magic items and hats, and
Well,
maybe it would be best on the person with various dangerous magical artifacts.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, I guess I'll take it then.
Okay,
Thank
you can
you.
add a bag of holding to your inventory. He immediately begins to spin again.
Matching bags. Matching
Heck.
bags.
Heck yeah.
Lavelle essentially has one thing on her, and it's like a silver ball that's tied around her back with rope.
While he is crafting things, the professor kind of sits down and begins to use some of his tools to craft something of his own. And I can utilize, as an artificer, I can create infusions. And one of the infusions I chose was to replicate a magic item. And if it's okay, while he's doing that, I would like to create an alchemy jug.
Okay. Yeah, as you do, you kind of like you sit down in a clear spot and you begin to pick through your bag and your materials, and you notice there's something in your bag that wasn't there before. As you pull it out to inspect it a little closer, you have drawn the sun card. You get a wondrous item.
Awesome.
Oh, that is a good card.
You pull
An
out.
alchemy jug.
Yeah. Oh my
Alchemy
goodness.
jug. No, you pull out what appears to be
Bag of holding.
That's one of my infusions too.
Yeah.
a small tube.
Awesome.
The
A series of
tube
them.
has milky white liquid in it.
Drink it.
I don't trust this.
Do it.
But you don't trust random milk that shows up in your bags? Surprise milk?
The professor would kind of look at this and he's not really sure where it came from. He just kind of like puts it back gently in the bag to like inspect it further later.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna tell you what it is now. In character, you don't know. You'll have to kind of check it out, but I'm gonna forget because I'm really bad at micromanaging stuff. You can add sovereign glue to your inventory.
Oh, dope.
What is
Don't drink that.
I'm looking at that.
Don't drink that. That's like the unmovable glue.
This viscous, milky white substance can form a permanent adhesive bond between any two objects. It must be stored in a jar or flask that has been coated with the inside with oil of slipperiness. 1 ounce of glue can cover a 1 foot square surface. It takes 1 minute to set. Once it has been done so, the bond it creates can be only broken by oil of etherealness, universal solvent, or a wish spell.
Forbidden milk.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
I am going to get up into some trouble with that, but that's okay.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah.
It's a good card.
Yeah, so as he's crafting something, he says, "Which one of you would like to take this one?"
I suppose I'll take it.
Very well. As he finishes up, he holds out. Oh, there's pictures for these. Oh, here's the bag of holding.
Yes. Oh, it's so
Let's see.
It's so happy.
I like that. I do.
I don't like that it has a face.
I'm gonna talk to it.
It's
Especially considering we got it from
Hello.
the I'm surrounded by ghosts guy.
It's a ghost bag.
ghost
A
bag.
haunted bag.
Okay.
It's
Ghost
not
bag.
the cursed item, the not a bag of holding.
He
Hey,
holds
listen.
out a pair of boots.
Oh, magical boots.
Caleb is swapping out his wet boots immediately.
These are so
He's
good.
You get
beyond
you
like,
the
finally,
rogue.
treasure.
The rogue now has boots of elvenkind. This is
Amazing.
great.
So one thing to note is that these items are gold in color. So he hands over a pair of golden boots to you, Kalik, and says, here you are. Maybe
They fit his fashion sense perfectly.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
beautiful. I love them.
With boots of elven kind, when you wear them, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you're moving across. You also have advantage on stealth checks that rely on you
Oh.
moving silently.
Perfect.
I
That is
love
amazing.
this so much.
It's amazing.
And he immediately begins to spin another item.
Boots are incredible. Another pair.
Yeah, it looks like he's making another pair of boots now.
Lavelli looks
Should
over
definitely give it
at
to the person who can fly.
professor. I don't really wear shoes. She taps her talons.
As
Want
he
some boots there?
he finishes making the boots and he offers them out to Warren. Perhaps these can be for you then, if your friend doesn't wear boots.
Thank you, and I made something for you as well. I
Oh.
would extend the alchemy jug to him. It'll only last a few days, but you can fill it with water or wine or anything you would really want. You said you haven't eaten, and I figured you haven't had anything to drink in a while either.
Thank you. I will covet this very much.
Like
It
I said, it'll
means-
only last a few days.
Still, the gesture is more than anyone has ever expressed for me.
Well,
he very
if
carefully
you-
sets it down.
If you can't leave to fill it, you'd need something to put in, right? Lavelli grabs a flask of mead off of her hip and holds it out.
Oh, thank you. He accepts your flask of mead and immediately starts. Hold on.
Making more boots.
All of the
Boots.
Boots and cats.
boots.
He takes it and he begins to craft a final item here, and he makes what appears to be bracers, and he holds them out to Lavelli. They are gold.
Lavelli gently takes them.
Bracers of archery. When you wear them, you have proficiency in longbow and shortbow, and you get +2 to damage rolls on range attacks made with those weapons.
Yeah. Wait. What if I throw someone's arrow back at them?
There you go, +2.
It's specifically... Oh. Huh. With the wording, if they use a longbow or shortbow, you gain +2 bonus to damage rolls on ranged attacks made with such weapons.
Okay, so if people ever shoot arrows at me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Fuck. Cool. That's cool. That's cool.
And this is mine. Glows a bit. Throw.
Fantastic.
Well, these boots of Elvenkind at least give me regular sneak.
Well, I've...
Slowly slides them on.
Yeah, and all of the items fit perfectly. He says, as he kind of leans back, doing a little stretch, "What brings you here to Thither?"
Well, we've all lost something. Most of us have lost something.
Looks pointedly towards Kalik.
Who is loving his blue leather armor and bright gold boots.
Incredible. Very iconic. So
Yeah,
we're trying to get back what we lost. We've made some deals and we need to find, oh gosh, the hag of this domain.
Oh, Granny Nightshade.
Yes, we need to find Granny Nightshade. Do you know where she resides?
I do know quite a bit about Granny Nightshade, actually.
Sits nearby.
Oh.
Granny Nightshade lives in Loomlurch, which is, unfortunately a place where many children toil away inside of her workshop crafting toys.
Oh.
She delivers the creepiest toys to children on other worlds, to fill their heads with nightmares, one might assume. She makes her deliveries on the back of a flying rocking horse.
Doesn't sound like the kind of person who'd help you repent.
Well, I did the best I could with what I had.
That's valid.
Yeah.
How does she get these children?
I'm not sure exactly, but I don't think they are there of their own consent. They're likely kidnapped.
I would assume not.
She's obsessed with capturing a very specific child. Will of the Feywild, a boy who helped a handful of younger children escape from Loomlurch in the past. Will of the Feywild's motley group of rascals is known as the Getaway Gang. The gang is protected by a treant by the name of Little Oak.
Where might they reside?
Well, I can't leave the cave to show you, but if you head north, you should find a glade that Little Oak likes to reside in.
North.
Perfect. Well, thank you for letting us know.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
And in case it helps, Granny Nightshade has a key protruding from her back, and it indicates her mood. When she's happy, it turns quickly. When she's upset, it turns slowly. And when she loses her temper, it stops completely.
So, I have the key. Should we know anything else? On our way here, we noticed, found an owl bear that was connected to a cart. The cart was abandoned, damaged. We found rents in the cart, bloodstains, days old. Looked like dragon claw marks. Do you know anything about dragons in the area?
Dragons? Oh, That must have been the work of the Jabberwock.
Well, the Jabberwock happened to be red.
I've never seen it. Very few people that have seen it have managed to live to tell the tale. I don't think they're around much anymore.
Jabberwock.
Can I make a nature check? See if I know anything about this.
I'll go ahead and tell all of you that none of you know what a Jabberwock is.
Okay.
I already knew I didn't know.
Other than maybe a type of, like, creature with wings and, like, Kalik.
The form of a walk.
Kalik and Warren, you've seen the rents, and you're pretty convinced that they are dragon marks. So whatever it is, it must be similar to a dragon.
At least.
Or, you know, just the name of a specific red dragon. We don't know.
I would check my notes if I had them.
Well, why don't you rest here for the rest of the night, and...
Will your friends bother us as we sleep?
No, they're only here for me. I do recommend, however, to be careful not to take any of the gold. You will, unfortunately, become haunted just as I am if you do.
Good to know.
Lavelli is going to hop up alongside him and put a hand on his shoulder.
No. Oh, yes.
And then she's going to whisper to him, remember that after atonement, you still need to find forgiveness.
I will bear that in mind. Thank you.
And then she'll jump back down.
I hope you find some peace.
Thank you. If you have any friends, please send them my way so I can make something for them.
Oh, all my friends are here.
Oh, very good.
All my friends would steal all your gold.
Oh, that is not very good.
No.
I won't tell them where you are.
It is for their own good. Yes, don't. So as the scene is coming to a close, is there anything anyone wants to do before they rest?
Where exactly, as I've been trying to navigate in my head, because we don't have characters on, at least on my end, what rocky plane are we actually on this map?
You are down here, Nib's Cave.
Bottom left.
Oh, there. Okay. Oh, Is there a way to climb on top of the cave? Like, sit on top of the rocks?
Yeah. Yeah, so after...
You gotta go free climbing?
You're able to climb up it, no problem. What did you want to do there?
Can I see that tree-looking house in the distance?
No.
Or am I too far away?
No, it's not tall enough. It's not like a mountain.
Would I have
Can we see that big, tall cross thing with like a hole in it? Like over here in the bottom right? That huge mountain thing?
No. Basically, the cave is not... like, it's basically like a hill, right? So it's just like you're standing on a hill and you just see forest all around you.
That's
so it's not above the canopy?
No, it's not.
When we were coming down in the air balloon, would we have seen it in the distance?
Roll me a history check at disadvantage because a lot of you were like, oh no, Ricaria.
And if you weren't.
Okay, that's a 6. I'm gonna say that it was really hard to register much of anything.
Alright. I was gonna try and use the whole I didn't see Ricaria fall with this as an excuse, but that's fine. Alright, yeah, Chester will go up to the cave on top of the mountain and reflect. And
okay.
Kind of...
As you're reflecting, you drew the Vizier card today.
That's what I was. Yep. That's where I was going with it.
Here, let's put on some different music. That's a good one. Let's do this one. Okay. As you're thinking here, you have a bit of a flashback as you recall that connection you had with Sir Lancelot the Snake.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine snake eyes as you reflect. What's your question?
Well, since unfortunately my eyes are not good enough to see that, there goes one of my ideas. So I'll go with the secondary idea, which is I had that gut feeling of my thing is here. In the moment of when I touched eyes base with them, I guess my question would be, how close am I to this? I have a feeling I'm going to find what I'm missing. How close am I to what I'm missing?
You feel like you are far away, but you know you're headed in the right direction. And I'll even give you a, you see like a brilliant flash of light for a brief second, and the vision gives you a face.
Oh!
Beat that.
Do I recognize that face or no?
No, this is the first time you're seeing this face. You see what appears to be a hag of some sort, dressed in ripped doll's clothing with a key protruding from her back. It's only a split second. You can't make out any fine details beyond that, and then it's gone as soon as you had seen it.
Does my gut tell me this is where I'll find what I'm missing?
Yeah.
Or would I not be able to? Okay.
That's the direction you need to go.
All right. And then, yep.
Okay. Kalik, what do you do with your old boots?
I think this man Nib that we've met, they seem very generous to have given it. I mean, yes, they have to make items to get rid of some of their gold, but like they're still giving away magic stuff for free, which is very kind of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate that it sounds like they've been made thoroughly miserable, and they appreciate the problems that they've caused for others. So I think Caleb is gonna bring the boots over to him and say, "You've given me these wonderful new boots, and as it is, I don't then have much use for my old ones. They are somewhat damp still from our adventures, but they should dry out, and I thought perhaps you might at least wish to take them. I know you can't leave the cave, but you surely must get up to stretch your legs from time to time."
I do. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I accept.
I cannot believe that I'm saying this. Can I offer you a deal?
It depends. You will have to forgive me if I'm a bit wary about making deals at this point in my life.
I offer you a love story, and in exchange, I'd like you to make me one magic item of my request. Nothing super powerful, just on the altar of the items you've given us thus far.
I can try. I haven't been able to choose what comes of the wheel, but I have never truly made an attempt. What is it that you want me to make?
I'd like you to make me an enduring spell book. My father had one.
Let's see what we can do. Come, tell me your story as I spin the gold.
He tells a story not of a traditional love between two people destined in the stars or anything like that. he tells a story of Ricaria's love for creatures and how nature has always been the most beautiful and important thing to her. He tells of the meticulous notes that she's taken of the creatures, both from her homeland and the ones she's tried to take on this adventure, and of the loss of her notebooks, not once but twice now, that have been destroyed. And that this endeavor is very much one of Ricaria's great loves. And that it has been so viciously wrenched from her time and time again that they deserve to be able to be reunited with that love.
He spins and he spins, and we'll have the scene fade to black. And we'll find out next time what comes of the wheel. But as the screen fades to black and we see the credits rolling across the screen, we see a message that scrolls on, and it says, "A few days later." We see the cave has been cleared out. Nib is by himself, and he's tending to the fibers, building the strings. And washed and neatly tucked away to the side is Calic's boots. They seem to be propped up in a revered way. Nib gets up from his spinning wheel and does a stretch. We hear the popping of all his joints and a satisfied sigh as he scuttles over to one side of his cave and begins to mess with the alchemy jar that was gifted to him. And he's scooping honey out of it and enjoying the treat, his back turned to the boots. A hand made out of shadow slowly sinks into the cave, plucks the boots up from the ground, and spirits them away. You have drawn the Flames card.
I've never given you any bad cards.
Every dang time, V.
You have drawn the attention of something powerful and supernatural. It's gonna be great. And that's where we end our session for tonight. Yay! Okay, we're gonna go around, and please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the episode was. And we're gonna start off with Piper, please.
Everyone, I'm Piper, or Matihi for my Twitch and stuff. You can also find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi. I usually take part in games on a lot of other people's channels, just hanging out, playing games and such. I do have some games that are running on my channel. Currently, we're doing a part 3 of our Legend of the Stellar Sea Dogs. It is a charity stream that we're doing our part 3 of. Last part, we're going to be raising money for Raven, which is respecting Aboriginal values and environmental needs. They raise legal defense funds for Indigenous peoples in Canada to defend rights and the integrity to lands and culture. So if you want to check that out on Saturday at 6 p.m., we'll be doing that. Also in September, hopefully we'll see how schedules pan out. But my pirate campaign called What We Do in the Shallows is going to be going on. It's very exciting, very queer, very horny, extremely horny, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. It's gonna be a great time. And of course, for my favorite moment of tonight, oh god, there's a lot that went on that was a lot of fun. But I think at the very end, of course, with Calic just being very sweet and trying to get a new book for Ricaria, I'm just like, in a good way. But thank you so much. This is a wonderful, wonderful game.
Thank you, thank you. Next we have Vertigo Cross.
Hello, I'm Vertigo. You can find me over at my own channel, Vertigo Cross, basically playing whatever game I get in the mood to play at the time, pretty much anything. There's not that much else. For my favorite part, I certainly liked our friend right here at the end. You know, the different things he gave us. I'm a fan of the boots that don't work at all aesthetically with Kalik. Very, very on point. And I really liked just the continuing theme of Kalik acting like he knows what everything is. And other people are just like, sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Next we have Zombie.
Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. I'm whatever the three names you have to call me. I am the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips, but that's with your own discretion. My favorite moment from tonight, may as well say it. I think it holds true for today. Is meeting our new player, the professor, kind of coming in and doing stuff. I know that Chester himself, we didn't quite interact as much, but Chester is a bit of a shy person to begin with, so just kind of fell natural on that. I mean, I kind of fell into the group, so I didn't really have a chance to be shy with everybody. But yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at zombiefighter89. If you go there on my Twitter and follow, which I'll thank you very much, pin tweet right there. I do audio editing, video editing, and Twitch clipping. If that seems like anything you'd like to hire somebody for, I can do it. I think anyone who's been around me knows enough. I clip a crap ton. I probably could just give you all the moments you could ever desire. I can also edit some stuff really good. I do promotional tweets all the time for this show and the Ghost Saltmar show every single week. That pin tweet as well, the business card of it was made by the Lady May, who is one of the best people here on Twitch, and you should go follow them, not only on Twitch, on Twitter, all the places you can follow them. And speaking of following people, must shout out Dave again. Wonderful shirt. I can't wait to wear the other one next week. That'll be fun. And then on Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern will actually be the finale of our little adventure on YouTube of our Knights of Nirvana show, where we talk about nerdy news and such. And forgetting that Gamescom was this week, apparently we're going to have gaming news and a lot of gaming news. So it's my department. So great. I get to prep. So yeah, if any of that stuff interests you, come on by and I'll let Matthew go ahead and tell you more about our show.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Matthew! B Street!
I'm Matthew, or B Street Holmes is where you'll find me most places on the internet. Yeah, like Jacob said, we are doing our finale next Monday. We'd love it if you guys would come out. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk a lot of video games, of course, but also science and tech and comic books and TV and movie news related to the nerdy world. So we hope you guys can make it out. If you are a part of Stella Luna's Discord, which you all should be, Jacob always makes sure to post a link in there when we're about to go live so that you all can come and join us. And like I said, we'd be thrilled to have you come in. My favorite part tonight, I definitely enjoyed Cog and Spark calling Kalik out, because that needs to happen more, because Kalik's just too confident in himself. But I think my favorite part had to be the very cuddly owl bear.
Awesome. Yeah, Juniper's so cute. Okay, next we have our new player, Apollyon.
Hi, everybody. I'm Apollyon, James, whatever you'd like to call me. Before I even get into my stuff, I just want to go ahead and say that, Raz, my wonderful friend here, Raz Art Cool, she does awesome art. She has a Twitch channel. You guys should absolutely check it out under that same tag. It has all of her links if you want to get in touch with her for anything. Outside of that, like I said, I'm Apollyon. I do a lot of DMing, a lot of roleplay stuff, various forms from Roll20 to forum roleplay, stuff like that. Setting up my own channel eventually, getting everything up and running slowly over time. But ultimately, I'm just here for the good times. Like everyone said, I play Professor Warren Coggins-Park, and one of my favorite moments tonight would have to have been investigating the card, finding these giant rents and the mystery therein, kind of concluding up to the fact that we have this giant dragon that's potentially out there and we don't even know what it is, a Jabberwock, which is great. I think that's awesome.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm Cell Luna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. This was the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We will be back in 2 weeks. Next Wednesday. My cats are fighting. Please stop.
Both screaming.
Yeah.
We don't want the show to end.
Next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be playing our Ghost of Saltmarsh Patreon campaign, and then 8 p.m. the week after is going to be our next episode of Witchlight. On Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have our first episode of our new Unbound campaign of Candlekeep Mysteries. I really hope that you can come join us for that. But that's going to be it from us. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I want to give another shout out to all of the Patreons. Thank you for all of your support. Without your support, none of the things that we do on this channel would be possible. If you want more information about what you can get for being a Patreon, you can check out the link there in the chat and below. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye!
Ella!
Bye!
No!
What's your favorite part?
Bye.
I hate this so much. All of it. Seeing all your beautiful faces this week.
Wow.
Bye.